Nate ain't so great. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down / giving my first reaction to Jake versus Nate. Obviously, Nate got KO'd in the second part of the fight. And yeah, so let's just get into it. And I'm going to be playing it, but also kind of playing it in slow-mo and just kind of doing that. So again, like, sub, and comment. Let's get into the video. So as you can see, Nate's coming out, and the first thing that, I notice about Nate is that he has no defense. Although he comes out with that, thing, and if we go back here and we just play it in slow-mo for a second at 0.5, you see that he is, he's just kind of just going for it, but Jake is doing good to keep calm and keep his distance. And again, Jake, I think, excels with fighters that, are very wild. He's able to be patient and pick his shots very well. But I do think when Nate did that, it wasn't good nor smart, but it did the job. And again, wild swing from Nate. If we go back here just a teensy bit, go to 0.5. So you see Jake, and he throws the punch, and if you look at that specific thing where he goes like this and Nate avoids it, Nate did very well to avoid Jake's punches. And I think, again, that's his athleticism and is what is a factor into why he was able to dodge a lot of his punches. And again, it was a factor into him surviving the fight. And I feel like this is what Gib versus Jake should have been, but Gib obviously did not have the athleticism part of it. And one thing that I did notice, and I think Jake and KSI both do this, is when Jake throws, you'll know where the punch is, but he goes like that. It's very wild, and KSI does the exact same thing. Just a point. So, again, I feel like, and then Nate kind of goes for it. When Nate was kind of, in his face going like that, he should have done that more than kind of going for the wide angles, because that's where Jake excels the most. Technique-wise, again, Jake was levels above Nate, and, but I think that he's definitely not at the level that he thinks he's at. Good defense. Good defense on Jake. Kind of going like this. His hands are up. Jake has solid defense, I will say that. And then they're kind of going for it. And then if we just, I didn't want annotations. If we go to 0.5, we see that he, again, Nate is coming in very wildly with his punches, and he's setting himself up for failure. He could be countered very quickly, and that's exactly what happened. But again, what Nate's technique was, or his strategy, it sent Jake back. But again, Jake, he does very well at figuring out when exactly to go. So he excels with fighters like this because he's just a lot more experienced than that. But again, Nate had poor defense. He had a strategy, and that was to back Jake up, and I like that, but he went into those punches so easily. And everyone who was breaking down this fight was like, who trained Nate? He had no defense. And I do say that whoever trained Nate, I think it was just not good. Not good at all. If we can back this up just a little bit to here, just playing slow-mo. So again, Jake, he's good. He lands the shots, but he does have a couple of wild moments. They're just less noticeable. Here, again, he does that same thing. Twice that punch missed, and again, I think that's just a testament to Nate being very fast and athletic, and that's why he was able to do so well against him. And Nate landed some good punches on Jake. He did, but Jake was landing the better work, more powerful, and yeah. So here we see, again, he's just clinching a lot. Though I do think that Nate clinching was good for Nate, because I think Nate knew that the more that he clinched, the less the itch. And then, boom! Yeah, and then Nate gets put down very quickly. And again, man, he was asking for that. Nate literally went like this, and Jake, again, he allowed Nate to do his thing and just go crazy. He was just, if you look back, he was standing there, he was waiting to to get him, and he knew exactly what to do. He's very patient, Jake is, and he really has good accuracy when it comes to these very unorthodox fighters. He knows how to fight these people that have a lot of pressure, that are very aggressive. He knows how to deal with those kinds of people. And I don't know why the ref let the fight continue. Nate got way too much time. And again, Nate just coming in with just his head down, just going for it. And I think Nate could be a good fighter, but I mean, after this fight, I wouldn't want to step back in the ring anytime soon. And the first punch that landed, people say it was a back punch to the head. I think it was on the ear, but from another angle, it looks like it wasn't. But yeah, so here he comes. Oh, and before, I just want to back up here because I want to say something. So, but yeah, so the ear, I think it was on the ear, but it's up for interpretation. So here we see Jake, and then Jake throws a wild, like that was a KSI kind of punch. So yeah, so that was interesting. And then Nate is, again, he was actually hitting Jake, and he just needed to be in his face, but not in his face enough. Because, I feel like Jake might not have the best inside game. Or maybe he does, but I feel like, at least with Nate, when he got in Jake's face, like, actually was physically going like this instead of going like this, he was landing hits. But there was some wild swinging from Jake in this fight. I think, again, his abilities were better I thought his technique was more cleaner and concise in the Gibb fight than in this fight. My personal humble opinion on that. And again, Nate has no defense. He's kind of just going like this. With all of Jake's sparring partners, with Nate, defense is what makes them lose these fights. It's the defense. And Jake is fighting people with no defense. And again, the defense is important. It's so important. And Nate and all of his sparring partners just did not have that. That's what lost him the fight. So again, Nate just kind of going in. And again, the clinching worked, though. It bought Nate time, and it just kind of made time go by quicker for him and allowed him to compose himself. Again, and then boom, and then boom. And that was impressive from Jake. A lot of people were very impressed with that. And at this point, when I saw this live, I was like, Nate's not going to get up. Why? And I mean, I was impressed that he got up, but he was hurt. He was very hurt from this. Why the ref let this continue, I have no idea. He got past 10 seconds, and he gave him way too much time. He could have he could have saved Nate from an embarrassment. But again, this is all Nate's fault. And then this is a good combo. Boom, and then, ow, and all the memes started. And if we go back here, Jake, Nate was defending himself, right? But then Jake, he looks, and then boom, he lands an uppercut. And then he does that, and boom, and knocks him out. Crazy and cold, KO, brutal, lethal, out of here. And again, just, he's very smart. I mean, Jake knew exactly what to do. Boom, and then boom. He made the head go up, and then boom, he let him fall to the ground. And yeah, man, I will say that Nate put up a decent fight, but at the end of the day, Jake was the better man. The defense is what lost him this fight. He literally just ran into punches. Well, I think Jake put on a great performance, and that KO, very impressive. It's going to be a highlight for Jake for 2020. We got to remember that Nate didn't know how to fight. And again, I feel like the kind of summary that I came up with, it was that Jake does very well against people who can't box. And specifically is that with Gibb, with Nate, they came out guns blazing, but they had no defense, and they just were in-your-face pressure. Jake knows how to deal with people that apply pressure because he's able to stay calm, cool, and collected, and really be able to pick his shots perfectly. And that height advantage and the amount of more muscle and power he has helps him out tremendously. Now I want to see if Jake can fight somebody and get as impressive of a win, such as knocking out Nate Cole in the second round against somebody that isn't like that, someone like Logan Paul. I think Logan should fight Jake next. I think that's the only logical fight for him to have next, because they were both at the same level skills wise. Dylan Dennis, I think is another good contender. I think Vidal maybe in a few years. Even though they're on different levels, I think that Jake has proved that he has technique and that he has power. Now let's see how he does against somebody that is at his level. Again, he says, people always doubt me and I prove them wrong, and it's like, people only doubt you because the fights that you are taking are easy for you. And then when you beat somebody that is so impressive, no one's gonna doubt you. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the fight. Like, sub, and comment.